Hello everyone, and welcome back to the show. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026, and I hope you are having a fantastic week so far. Today on the show, I'm going to introduce a trending article from the archives, which is actually super relevant to how we talk to computers these days. It is a bit of a throwback, but man, is it interesting? The title is, Now You Hear Me Audio Narrative Attacks Against Large Audio Length Models. The cruel ChatGPT or Exicon. Absence at 7.23,255 on. It's long. Okay. So let me get into my zone here. I'm going to transcribe this hypothetical YouTube video about this paper. Just talking to myself as usual. Imagine a high-energy tech reviewer, but transcribed by me. Your laid-back host. Here we go. What is the big deal with this paper? We have all used Chat or Gemini by now. We have started talking with them. Literally talking with our voices. These are called large cutting-edge language models, or LALMs for short. They do not just turn your speech into text and read it. They actually listen to the raw audio. They hear your tone, your emotion, and your hesitation. It makes the conversation feel super real, like you're talking to a buddy. But here's the catch. This paper found a massive security hole. Usually, these AI models add safety filters. If you type a text asking for something dangerous, like how to make a dangerous chemical, the AI says no way. But cannot help with that. That is the text filter working. These researchers found out that if you ask for the same dangerous thing, that you use a specific voice, you can trick the AI. It is called an audio narrative attack. It is not about hacking the code with computer viruses. It is about social engineering, but for AI. The researchers discovered that if you speak in a very specific style, like an authoritative demand where you sound like a strict boss, or a social bonding appeal where you sound like a close friend, the AI gets confused. It prioritizes the social cue over the safety rule. It thinks, oh wow, this person sounds really confident and important. I better do what they say. This person sounds like my friend. I should help them out. So, let's dig into the problem this paper is solving. The researchers wanted to see if the way you say something, your paralinguistic and delivery, can override the safety train. And the answer is a huge yes. We tested this on major models like GPT-4o Realtime and Gemini 2.0 Flash, when they used just text. The attack usually failed. But when they used a stylized voice, the attack success rate skyrocketed. Or Gemini 2.0 Flash, using an innovative audio attack, had a success rate of 98.26%. That is almost every single time, but basically bypassed the safety mechanisms because those mechanisms were mostly trained on text, not on the psychological tricks of a human voice. This applies to everyday life in a huge way. Think about voice assistants in smart homes as they get smarter. They control locks, purchases, and private data. If a hacker can bypass security just by playing a recording of a voice that sounds super urgent or super authoritative, that is a big risk. It is like those old telephone scams where someone pretends to be the IRS, and now they are scamming the AI, not the human. Compared to other technologies, like old school hacking when you need to find a bug in the code, this is scary because it attacks the mind of the AI. It exploits the fact that these models are trained to be held human. The more human they become, the more they fall for human manipulation tactics. It is wild, right? Let's talk about how this research applies to specific fields. The paper is warning us about vulnerabilities. But understanding how AI processes voice tone is actually super useful for building better apps. Here are 3 examples of how this technology, rather the defense against it, could be applied. Let's look at machine translation. That is the technology for automatic translation between different languages. Right now, most translators just look at the words. But if we use the insights from this paper, we could build translators that understand tone. If someone speaks an English sentence in English, the translator should output an angry sentence in Spanish, not a polite one. However, we also need safety here. If a bad actor tries to use a command intuit to trick a translation bot into translating secret commands while bypassing censorship filters, the system needs to recognize that voice attack and stop it. Future translation apps will need to listen to the how, not just the what, to ensure accuracy and safety. Second, think about the bots and dialogue systems. These are programs that communicate with humans in natural language. Imagine a customer service bot for a bank. This paper shows that a fraudster could call the bot and use an urgent directive tone, speaking fast and loud, acting like they are in a panic to get access to an account. BI might panic too and bypass the security question by understanding these audio attacks. Developers can train bots to ignore emotional manipulation. The bot would be able to say, "I hear that you are urgent, but I still need your password." It makes the bot more robust against social engineering. Let's consider information extraction and text summarization. This is technology for extracting necessary information from large amounts of documents or creating summaries. Now imagine doing this for audio, like meeting recordings. An AI listening to a meeting needs to know who is in charge. This paper shows that AI has a bias toward confident voices. If we are not careful, an AI summaries will not listen to the loudest, most confident person in the room and ignore the quiet expert who actually knows the answer. So, understanding this personification bias helps developers build fairer tools. You can teach the AI to weigh information based on facts, not just on who sounds the most bossy. That is crucial for accurate automated minutes and business meetings. The paper basically says we need to align the audio modality with the text modality. You cannot just slap a voice on a text string and hope for the best. You have to teach the model that a dangerous command is dangerous, even if it is whispered sweetly or shouted with authority. It is a whole new frontier of AI safety. Switching back to just me? No, that is intense. Wasn't? It is kind of crazy to think that computers can be peer pressured. That reminds me of the time I tried to convince my microwave to heat my soup faster by whispering compliments to it. I told it, "You are a nuclear reactor." Act 1. It did not work. It just spun the plate in the other direction. I think it was mocking me. Anyway, this paper, now you hear me, is a wake-up call. As we move into a world where we talk to our computers, we need to make sure they are listening to our words, not just getting charmed by our voices. The researchers from the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign and Boise State University did a great job highlighting this blind spot. It is not enough to just filter bad words anymore. We have to filter bad vibes. I hope you found that interesting. It certainly makes you think twice about how you talk to Siri or Alexa, doesn't it? Maybe be nice to them, but not too nice, or they might accidentally launch a rocket for you. Just kidding. Sort of. Thank you for tuning into the show today. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. See you next time.